a new record to beat. 106 victories.
Lewis Hamilton is on the radio, voice breaking.
Thank you for everyone pushing so hard. And to my family, I love you. And to the fans, thank you for continuing to remind me who I am.
And what he says next is unlike anything you have ever heard from a Ferrari driver.
Well done, Lewis. Well done.
Thank you so much. You helped me achieve this dream, and I can't thank you enough.
Grazie tutti. You have helped me so much to achieve this dream. I cannot thank you enough. To the fans, thank you for reminding me who I am. I couldn't have done this without you.
And you are in front.
Great job, guys.
That was Hamilton, lap 66, Barcelona, his first win in Ferrari red. And this channel goes deeper than the highlight reel, because that radio message is only half the story. The press conference words, the lap-by-lap strategy that made this possible, the moment his teammates' race ended silently in the barriers, and the 6-race winning streak Hamilton just buried, all of that is in this video. The one question this answers: how did a driver who was 4/10 off the pace on Friday, whose teammate crashed out of qualifying, whose team entered this race as the underdog against a Mercedes team that had won every single Grand Prix in 2026, how did he end this weekend on the top step? Stay with me. What Hamilton said when the cameras were actually rolling.
We came out on top. It's just, wow. I've been hoping and praying for this moment. I can't believe the red. Wow.
The radio message got the headlines. The press conference is where Hamilton told the full truth. F1 Today, where Ferrari's story gets the depth it deserves. If you want the full race breakdown every time Ferrari wins, and they are winning now, subscribe. Because tomorrow I am covering what this result means for the championship gap and whether Hamilton can actually chase Antonelli down. Here are his exact words from the official press conference transcript confirmed by Formula1.com. First, I have to start by saying a huge thank you to everyone here. My team here at Ferrari, everyone back at the factory, Fred for believing in me and bringing me to this team. Then he said this: I started out a dream last year, which seemed almost impossible during my time last year. But we never gave up hope, and the team just continued to lift me up. We made so many changes, and we made so many improvements. And when interviewer Nico Rosberg, Hamilton's former Mercedes teammate, now conducting post-race interviews for Formula One, asked how this win ranked among his 106 victories, Hamilton paused. They're all special in their own way. But this one's something else. 106 wins, and this one is something else. He also explained what changed in him personally. I think just working my way back to my centre. I've trained so hard to be here today. There's so much work I'm doing in the background. And the line that explains everything Ferrari did to make this happen: the team are giving me that confidence with the changes we've made, believing and trusting in the things I've asked, and we're slowly starting to see it all come together. That last sentence covers 12 months of work, a new race engineer, a new brake specification, an 8-part upgrade package. Everything he asked for, Ferrari delivered. But here is what nobody is saying yet. That press conference happened against a backdrop that made every word heavier than it looks on the page. Because Hamilton arrived in Barcelona 68 points behind Antonelli in the Drivers' Championship, with Mercedes having won every single race this season, with Ferrari carrying a new upgrade that had not yet proved itself in race conditions. The dream he mentioned almost slipping away last year, going into Sunday, it still could have. But that was just the start. If you want to know what this 41-point gap now means for the championship, and whether Hamilton can actually close it by the end of the season, subscribe to F1 Today right now. That video goes up tomorrow. How Ferrari took apart Mercedes' perfect season. The race started tame. Russell held pole cleanly. Hamilton, starting on soft tyres, the fastest but shortest lasting compound, while Mercedes chose the more durable mediums, sat second. Kimi Antonelli, the 19-year-old Mercedes driver leading the 2026 championship, settled in third. Nothing exploded. By lap 10, Russell had built a 3-second gap. Then Ferrari moved. Lap 12, Ferrari pits Hamilton. Nobody expected it this early. The undercut, pitting before your rival to gain track position on fresher tyres, was aggressive, almost reckless, but it forced Mercedes to react. Russell and Antonelli both had to pit earlier than planned. They lost track position. Hamilton rejoined still in the fight. Lap 28, Ferrari pits Hamilton a second time. Hard tyres, the most durable compound, built for long stints. Mercedes are comfortable letting this happen. Russell leads, Antonelli is close behind. Ferrari's strategy looks wrong on the timing screens. It wasn't. Ferrari had already mapped the 3-pit-stop strategy against Mercedes' 2-stop. The maths only worked if one thing happened at exactly the right moment. Lap 41. Fernando Alonso, 2-time world champion driving for Aston Martin, stops just before turn 9. Virtual safety car, a period where all cars slow to a standardized pace, allowing pit stops at minimal cost, deployed. Hamilton had already passed the pit entry when the VSC was first called. A normal team waits. Ferrari calculated the VSC would last long enough to bring him in one lap later. They were right. He pitted on lap 42. 2.8 second stop. Hard tyres. He came out of the pits and the radio crackled. "You are in front." Hamilton's reply was 3 words. "Great job, guys." His lead at the restart, 2.5 seconds. By lap 46, 4.6 seconds. By lap 50, over 7 seconds. The race was over. Except it wasn't, because what happened to his Ferrari teammate in those final laps changed the entire story. The lap 63 silence that ended Leclerc's race and broke the championship open. Charles Leclerc had been having a parallel race of his own. He had started from 10th after his Q3 crash. He had been fighting his way forward. Then, with less than 5 laps to go, Leclerc reported a loss of power steering. He pulled into the pits. His SF26, Ferrari's 2026 car, was retired. Meanwhile, Antonelli had been making his own move. After a tense internal Mercedes battle, Antonelli attacked his teammate Russell down the main straight on lap 61, held his nerve into turn 1, took second place. Then, lap 63, Antonelli slowed on the straight. Sounded like an engine failure. Car shut down. Race over. 5 consecutive Grand Prix victories ended silently in the barriers. 2 retirements, neither of them Hamilton. The final 19.5 seconds that separated Hamilton from Russell at the checkered flag do not tell the story of how lonely those last 10 laps were. Hamilton was carrying Ferrari's entire race alone. Leclerc, gone. The team on his radio. All of Maranello watching. And here is the rehook that reframes everything. This was the 249th race win in Ferrari's history. Their first of 2026. Their first since Carlos Sainz, now driving for Williams, won in Mexico in October 2024. And the first win by any driver not in a Mercedes this entire season. Hamilton did not just win a race. He ended Mercedes' 100% win rate. 6 from 6 gone. Second, George Russell, Mercedes, Hamilton's former teammate at Mercedes. Third, Lando Norris, McLaren, elevated by Antonelli's retirement. First all-British podium since the 1968 United States Grand Prix. 41 points, 1 win, and the question Ferrari is now allowed to ask. Here is what Sunday's result actually changed. Hamilton entered Barcelona 68 points behind Antonelli. He leaves 41 points behind. 1 race, 1 retirement, 1 VSC. A 27-point swing in the space of 66 laps. That is not a comeback. Not yet. But it is no longer a gap that belongs to a different category than catchable. Hamilton said it himself when pushed on the championship. "I'll definitely take it." That is not a driver writing off a title. That is a driver recalibrating what is possible. What do you think? Is Hamilton now a genuine title contender, or does Antonelli simply come back stronger in the next race? Drop it in the comments. Subscribe to F1 today, because tomorrow I am covering exactly what the championship picture looks like after Barcelona, what Ferrari needs to do at the next race, and whether this win changes how Mercedes approach the rest of the season. If this gave you a new angle on what Hamilton's first Ferrari win actually means for the championship, you will want to be here tomorrow. Hamilton at 41 points, Antonelli without a win, Ferrari with momentum. That is the next video. Subscribe so you don't miss it.